Hi everybody, my name's Sarah, but tonight I want to introduce you to somebody called Jane. We're going to bring Jane up here. So this is Jane. Jane lives in Kenya, in Nairobi. She has a husband, she has 2 daughters. She lives in a nice house, has a car, her kids go to a good school. Jane's just like a lot of us. But Jane has really benefited through her life from the generosity of others. She's faced tough times and she's really grateful for how people have helped her. And that led her to want to pay it forward. It led her to found her organisation called Dorcas Creation. And this is our implementing partner in Kenya. We absolutely love these people. So what Jane wanted to do was see how she could help her community. So she lives in Nairobi and she went into a slum community. And for those who haven't been into a slum, it's people living in really crowded conditions, people who've built houses out of a couple of iron sheets, no sanitation, very poor hygiene. It's a really tough place to live. So Jane went in there and she started delivering programs for women. A lot of vocational training, a lot of women's empowerment, savings and loans groups, really activity to help people lift themselves out of poverty, a hand up, not a handout. And through this work, Jane saw something shocking. She saw in this community there was an alarming amount of women who were in these homes with children with severe disabilities. And so Jane invited all of the women she met, 47 women with children with severe special needs. She brought them together, sat them down and asked 3 simple questions. The first one was, how has this happened? The second one was, what is your situation like? And the third, the most important question, what can I do to help? The women told her that many of them were young mothers and got pregnant quite early and hid their pregnancies. So they weren't getting the antenatal care and medical support that they needed through pregnancy, through childbirth and through early childhood. So they were staying at home with their children. There was a lot of shame and stigma around having a child with a severe physical disability, so they weren't going out. Because of that, they weren't working. So they weren't able to put food on the table, weren't able to send their other kids to school, and it was a vicious cycle, as you can imagine. So at that point, Nawiri Mama was born. Nawiri Mama means Flourishing Mother in Swahili. And this was an idea that Jane had from everything she heard. She didn't know if this would work. It was a real gamble, a big bet, actually. And so Jane rented a tiny little space in the area, this tiny little room. She invited in physiotherapists, occupational therapists to deliver support, medical referrals, and to start to help these women with their kids and their special needs. Dorcas Creation team got alongside them and delivered what they do best, vocational training. And from that, this amazing program has transformed the lives of over 200 women so far. That number is going up every day. It could even be higher than that now. But I was here, I visited this program in June last year, and I watched them in this tiny space push the tables to the side, roll the mats out on the floor. A physio was out in the corner doing some physical therapy and teaching the mothers how to take those therapy skills home so that they could also continue that at home. So it's a really well-rounded package. Jane's big bet worked. So at Bright Futures, we have supported Jane to buy a space to actually build her own Women's Empowerment Centre. So she's no longer borrowing and stealing to bring together this program, but it has a permanent home. And tonight, we're on a mission to fit that space out so that the evolution of this program is not that it's a big idea in Jane's mind only, but that it is a permanent service available to change the lives of women and children in this community. The women coming to the program are getting business skills. They're starting their own businesses, in many cases improving their household income up to 5 times. They're putting better food on the table, so the overall health and nutrition of the families are going up. They're feeling more confident to go out. They're building social connections. But the most important change is happening for the children who are participating, the children who were born in tough circumstances with extra disadvantage. We've got photos here. Literally, some children are learning to walk for the first time. And before this program, they were sitting at home, unable to leave the house because of all of the issues I've mentioned. So it's truly transformational. And tonight we're on a mission to raise $25,000 to fit out this Women's Empowerment Centre with the therapy beds, with the mats, with the play-based therapy equipment, with the mobility devices, with the vocational training resources like computers, so that these women can continue to lift themselves out of poverty and help themselves, and so that these children continue to live with dignity and have all of their rights accessed. And so tonight I invite all of you to do just as Jane did and ask that question, what can I do to help? Thank you.
So Sarah, we're going to show you what we were able to raise for you this evening. Turn around and have a look. 58,000 for...
Wow! I think I'm actually speechless. That never happens. That is phenomenal. I am just blown away. It's been so much fun, and I can't believe the generosity of everyone in the room. We've absolutely smashed our goal. This has just been such a, I don't know, it's boosted my confidence. People are generous, they're so willing to contribute and be part of something great. It's been a really special night. We know now that we'll be able to absolutely fit out the Women's Empowerment Centre for these programs to have a permanent home. And because we've exceeded our goal, we're going to be able to deliver more programs, expand the vocational training, and possibly even explore the antenatal care program. So it's just exceeded all expectations. This is truly going to change lives. It's phenomenal.